Industry skills boards. What are they and how do they shape the future of training for the industry? We sat down with Vice President of Master Electricians, Rhys Burton, and CEO Alex Vranyah-Wheeler to give you the info you need to know. Alex, Rhys, thank you so much for joining me today here at the Trademaster and Master Electricians Hub in Auckland, which is new, right? You tell me a bit about that quickly. I know, Rhys, you said you've only been here for a little while.
So they only moved in a couple of months ago, and great new spot for people to come. Training's going to be up and running really soon from here. Yeah, it's good. Master Electricians, first time having a base here in Auckland as well. So I sit on the committee still for Auckland, so it's quite cool. We have our meetings here now, and really positive, good for industry. Yeah, good for the Auckland membership.
Yeah,
somewhere
fantastic.
To come. Yeah,
it's a lovely looking space.
Yeah, it's good.
Now we're chatting the Industry Skills Board, and I'll stick with you first, Rhys. Do you want to just give me a quick overview of exactly what it is in a nutshell?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so since Rover's being the educational review has been overturned by the government, it's brought about an opportunity for Master Electricians to really advocate to get a industry skills board focused just on the electrotechnology industry that we felt we sit more comfortably within the way that the industry is going. Traditionally coupled with construction didn't really fit us well anymore with the technical advancements needed in the electrical industry for the future. But what it really means is that now that we've got our own Electrotechnology ISB, we can start using industry to really tell government what we want as far as training for our, not just our trainees, but our complete workforce as well. Putting the power back in the hands of industry, it's a really pivotal moment for us, and it gives a chance for all the contractors to really have a say in how our future workforces are trained. Yeah, it's amazing change, yeah.
And Alex, why is this such a game changer for the industry from your perspective?
I think for so long the sector has been run by people who aren't from the sector. So we've got a real opportunity to actually have industry-led, run, controlled training system.
Yeah, and you think people coming from within industry, you understand what your clients need, what your people need. It's not necessarily the place of government to understand exactly what happens in the coalface. So now here's a chance for us to really cooperate with getting that training set more around what our industry requires.
Can you tell me a bit about the journey getting here and what was kind of involved to get to this point now?
Yeah, I think Alex has got a big part to play in that, but everybody was right behind her as well. The idea of, we felt that being wrapped up in construction, we're really kind of constricted as only a very small sub-trade within that, whereas now it's a recognition of the electrical supply sector, the lines companies, the electricians and technicians, and every part of it can now be looked at in its entirety, and then we can sort of focus on that and look with electrification in New Zealand, with the EV chargers and solar and all these other things that go on. It's a really good opportunity for us to focus primarily on our sector and then probably actually look further into the future when we can bring more people in with us as well, other sub-trades, and yeah, it's a very interesting time actually.
What was the journey like from your perspective, Alex?
I think being with we were previously with construction in terms of training, and it didn't serve us well because we were, like Rhys said, a little sector of construction, and so qualification development was really slow. It was quite bureaucratic. We weren't really getting what we needed out of the training system, so there's a real lag. So for me, I think advocating to get our own, but actually having all our members behind us, the electrical suppliers, wholesalers, manufacturers, they all saw value in having our own organisation, our own industry-owned organisation, and so it wasn't hard to ask them to support us, and they did an absolutely phenomenal job. They really did. So we couldn't have done this without industry.
Absolutely. Oh, and the government listened. It wasn't it wasn't a case of we could have a bit of a crack at getting this across the line, and it was going to be no hope. We all felt that it was the right thing to do, and being successful is just absolute game changer.
When it comes to
evolving tech, and we've spoken a lot about it across the series and different conversations around how, AI and just tech generally, it's rapidly increasing and so many things happening and new things happening. How will this help keep people up to speed with how things are changing so rapidly?
Yeah, that's a very good question. It doesn't, I come from an industrial background, automation's a natural fit for us. But when you look at the residential and commercial sectors, the computer-based and software-based systems that require integration, and your normal electrician, yes, twist wires, pull cables, do the general tasks expected of an electrician, but now there's all these technological tasks that they're going to need to understand and be able to deliver for their clients as well. So classroom learning, online learning, in the field, there needs to be a lot more expansion on the opportunities for people to actually gain those skills to be able to deliver for, the future for the country, really.
And I think Rhys sort of touched on it earlier when he said, now that we have an ISB that can actually govern and mandate and say how training should happen, we've got a real opportunity to be able to start to actually influence it in real time. So, we don't have to sit there and wait for 5 years before we change a qualification. If there's something not right, we can be agile and we can hear from industry directly and go, right, we need to change that particular area of training, or we need to mobilise more on job and less off job. We've got much more flexibility and it's all industry driven. So we're not waiting, there's no lag. It's almost, I'd like to think it would be pretty rapid in terms of change.
And competence based too. So, the skills that people gain out there in the field, actually having a recognition system to say, yes, this person is competent. We're tied by safety regulations and acts of parliament, and we need to make sure as an industry that people are keeping abreast of that too. There's a side to the rules and what governs how we have to operate as an electrician, as licensed people. So as all these new technologies emerge and all these skills that are required, there needs to be systems in place to actually record and show and prove people's competence as well.
So what's next? What's the next steps after the ISB is announced?
It's setting up what the training looks like, isn't it?
Setting up the organisation, starting to work through how would we tackle the new qualifications, what role would providers play in that. So it's sort of two-phase: set up the organisation, work out, what we need to change and affect, and then think about how do we actually do the delivery of training in a way that can be improved.
And Master Electricians has got right in the middle of it. There's people from within the organisation that are being established into that early phase of the ISB, and we feel they represent our membership really well. But also these are people that have been around in industry for a long time, so they do give a voice to the entire industry as well, and from the supply networks, of course. These people know what's required out there. It's let's get the lines drawn in the sand. What does the ISB look like in the next 6 months? Come 1st of January, they've got 2 years to effect that change.
And what do people need to know if they want to be involved or contribute to that?
I think they've got to look out. We're going to be engaging more with industry as well. It's people are notoriously bad at letting emails sit in their inboxes. They don't respond to, having questions sent to them and that sort of thing. Like, people just need to get off their butts and get involved, look for those opportunities, and it's, we've got a wide membership base across the country. This is a really good way for people to engage, use their membership to engage with our national office and, talk with people at networking events, and it's a massive opportunity for people to actually have their voice heard. There's some of the business leaders around the place are already stepping in, but we really want to get that cut through from not just the big guys, but the younger guys or girls that are establishing their businesses that really want to have a say in this. It's a voice for everybody at the moment. They've just got to vote with their feet, really, eh?
And Alex, how do you see that being, I guess, an opportunity for people to help contribute to the way the industry evolves in the future?
Well, I think most people come into our industry with a view that they want to do better than where they started. They've got this genuine commitment to improve the industry. I think everyone does. There's this feeling that actually we can really influence some change, and this is a pivotal moment where you can get your voice out there in terms of what can be improved from a training perspective. What can we do more of, less of? you know. And I think for me, it's if you don't want to write an email, don't write an email. Pick up the phone, give Rhys a call, give myself a call, give anyone a call, and actually share your views, and we can capture that. Doesn't need to be a formalised process.
Yeah, and talk to your wholesalers, and you know, there's leaders within all the wholesale networks that are getting involved, and you know, people are really interested, and they want to know. So yeah, they've just got to get out there and use your voice.
Absolutely. So that key message is action, really. I guess.
Absolutely.
Go out and do it and seek ways to be involved. Fantastic. Well, thank you both so much for your time and having me in this lovely space.
Awesome.
Appreciate it.
Pleasure.